Hello, welcome to my second vlog. So this is something I've wanted to do for a while, and I've tried to script it and then I change it and drive myself crazy, which is a normal thing that I do in my life. So I've decided I'm just gonna wing it and talk from the heart. So please bear with me. My name is Tina Beakeye, and like I said, this is my second vlog, and today I want to talk about suicide. It's something that's very close and near and dear to my heart. My husband committed suicide 7 years ago in our family room, and there's been a lot to go along with that. The reason that I want to do this is not because I want pity or sympathy, or I feel that sharing my story, even if it helps one other person, it's worth digging in there and sharing it. So first I want to talk a little bit about Carter, who was my husband. And I want to do that because I want people to understand that suicide does not have a face. Just like any other illness, you can't look at somebody and know that they're suicidal. You know, it's a stigma that society has put on it. But, you know, just because you're suicidal doesn't mean that you're running around and crying and saying I'm suicidal and, you know, not getting out of bed. And yes, sometimes that is the case, but it's not always the case. And it wasn't the case with my husband. He was a great father. He was a great stepfather. He was a great husband. Very loving, very funny. You know, he kind of falls under that criteria of smiling depression. And it's so true. Sometimes the people that you think are the happiest truly are the saddest. And I believe that comes from them knowing what it's like to be in that deep, dark, sad place. And they don't want other people to feel that way. So they turn their sadness and their darkness into a smile or a laugh to maybe help somebody else not be that way. Robin Williams is a great example. So don't assume that it has a face, because it doesn't. Chances are you know that you know somebody that's suicidal, or you know somebody and you probably don't know that they're suicidal. So just like anything in life, bear in mind to be kind and know that you don't know what people are struggling. You don't know what they're going through. And maybe a kind word would be something that would help them. So like I said, anybody from the outside would have never known what he, you know, struggled with mentally and in his own, you know, his own mind. He, you know, went to work every day. He held an executive position at Ford's for 20 years. You know, he was the baseball coach. He went to the PTA meetings. He did all the stuff that, you know, you're supposed to do. But in his head, he had this battle he was fighting. One of the things in the groups that I'm in and the people that I talk to and try to help, one of the biggest things is guilt that people feel, the what ifs, the not knowing why. Most people don't leave a note, and if they do, it's very brief. In my situation, that was completely opposite. Carter not only left a letter, but he left a journal leading up to the actual day of his suicide. And one thing he stated in there, which I think is really important for people to understand, because it's natural for us to go to that place of maybe I should have done this, and feeling that guilt and wondering what you could have done different to prevent this. In my opinion, and with my experience, I believe somebody that has made that conscious decision and is truly suicidal, they have come to peace with that decision. And I don't think that there's anything that we can do to stop it. It's not our guilt and it's not our burden to carry. Yes, it's our sadness. Yes, it's something we don't get over, but it's something we have to get through because we're still here and we're still living. And depending on what your beliefs are, one day you will be reunited. They're not going anywhere. Carter talked about in his journaling that he knew everybody loved him. He, individually talked about myself, my kids, his son, his parents, his siblings, and he knew everybody loved him. It wasn't about that. He knew that he had support. It wasn't about that. What he said is, I know that everybody loves me and supports me, but unfortunately, I don't know how to love myself. I don't know how to stop these things that are going on in my head any other way. I just want to be at peace. And I hope that one day you will find peace in the fact that for the first time in my life, I will be at peace. There's several times in my life that I have to remind myself of that. And I have to not understand it, but respect it because I do love him. I have to remind myself that even though I don't completely understand it, that I am going to find peace in the fact that he is finally at peace. The brain works in mysterious ways, and we don't even know how that is sometimes. I want suicide to be something that people can say without cringing. I want that stigma and and the taboo of it to go away. We're serving no justice to our society or the people we love by not being able to say the word. The same thing. A lot of these people in these groups that I participate in and that I try to help, they can't even say the word. They use all different kinds of alternative words. Say it. The more we say it, the more okay it is to talk about it. In my opinion, there should be no shame for you to say that this happened to somebody, because a lot of times suicide is connected with mental illness and they've lost their battle, just like a person with heart disease that, has a massive heart attack and loses their battle with heart disease. It's real, guys. And right now, it's getting even realer, if that's even a word. I have a friend that works at the records department that processes the death certificates. And right now, there's two things people are dying of: COVID and suicide. Think about that. COVID and suicide. Think about that the next time you want to put something negative to somebody or about somebody. Either turn it into something positive and kind, or just don't say it at all. Because there's a good chance that they're fighting a battle that you don't know anything about. And I know that you don't want to be a part of the cause. Be part of the solution. Sometimes one kind word might be all it takes for somebody to get through that dark night into the next morning that maybe is a lot brighter. It is true that everybody can't be saved. Everybody can't be helped. But it's just as true that some can. Like I said, in my situation with my husband, he was at peace with the decision he made. In his mind, it was the only way to stop whatever the demons or, whatever was going on in his head. Does it suck? Yes. Does it break my heart? Yes. But his death is going to have meaning, because I am going to always be here to help spread awareness, to talk to somebody that needs to be talked to. If you can't get out of the dark, it's okay. I'll sit in the dark with you. Don't ever think that you're alone. Don't be afraid to talk about it and ask for help. You may think you're the only one feeling that way, but I promise you you're not. I promise you that. And as humans and as a society, we need to let it be okay for these people to talk about it and for these people to ask for help without the fear of being scrutinized or judged. Please be kind. If you ever need an ear, help, a direction, please reach out. If you don't have somebody in your life to reach out to me. I don't know everything, but I am not judgmental. And I will listen to you. I will listen to you. I will try to help you find help. This rural world can be a cruel place. You can get down on yourself and you can think that you don't have a purpose, but I promise you, you are the only one that can be you. And that is value to this world. And if people don't see that and appreciate it, they're not your people. Find your new people. You'll be okay. Thank you. And I will see you on my next vlog.